Alright, hello there, this is the One-Eyed Cat, and I am playing through the game using Dark Urge and Honor Mode simultaneously. This is going to be a pain in the rear. I am sort of starting this video during something that is a little bit on the mundane side. No one cares about collecting all these items, right? But what I'm doing is I'm going to talk to y'all while I have the game started. So here goes.
What is it?
Basically, I am starting this game,
Hello in there.
and I'm not a gamer, like I'm not some professional, I'm just like, you know, recording my experience because it's fun, because YouTube's servers are sort of free, but anyway, but just to chronicle some of my stuff here, and you'll see what I mean in a second. I'm going to go over here. I started this in Act 1, so I am going to go back in time and record some of the previous stuff. So never you fret, this will be just fine. But here, I'm going to explain what I'm doing here. I'm going to go over to my avatar character. He's right here. Let's see if I can like pan him over here. So, this is my Dark Urge. I called him Good Urge. Yeah, I know, I'm really creative, ain't I? Anyway. But I wanted to go over something. By the way, I don't know if you know how to do this, but like if you consume the dwarf stuff as the Dark Urge, you actually benefit from healing with it. But anyway, sort of gross, but whatever. So here's my point. I chose basically because I've never done honor mode all the way through. I've practiced using custom game, but choosing honor mode settings. I've never went all the way through, so I figured I would start off this way. This is, I know you can't really see very well because half-orcs seem to have this issue where they seem to like bend over a little bit, but this is my half-orc. He is, I like to, well, I'm going to back up and say, I play Dungeons and Dragons, and I started on that. I remember playing Icewind Dale and Baldur's Gate back in the day, like in like the early, like the early 2000s, but I never really got very far in the game, very far in the lore, because I really didn't play Dungeons and Dragons, and so I didn't understand some of the concepts. I sort of fooled around with it and didn't go very far. But now I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Like I played Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 edition for like a little while, and then that fell by the wayside. Now I'm playing 5th edition quite a bit. I know 2024 came out, but anyway, so my background is I play Dungeons and Dragons. I'm a dungeon master that runs Rime of the Frost Maiden, and I also happen to run Baldur's Gate stuff here. So without further ado, this character is my Good Urge. I recommend that when you create a character, you know, appearance aside, you create mainly the story. What does he think? What does he feel? Where did he come from? Stuff like that, right? So in my opinion, that's where I began. I basically decided, and by the way, spoilers ahead, this guy basically had a severe cranium trauma and doesn't remember who he was, which, you know, you can see in the game. But more importantly, he doesn't know anything about himself. He just decided to be himself, and his self is good. And then he discovers that he was actually evil before. That's the way I'm playing this. So now I chose College of Swords Bard because I want to be good at dialogue checks, and also because I don't want to bring Astarion with me. I mean, I like Astarion. It's just like the way I wanted like my party setup. I wanted to pick the most top tier things I could to make it easier on myself. And technically, as you'll probably see as I play through the game, the Berserker Thrower Barbarian that I have Karlach set up as is ridiculous. But anyway, so he's a swords bard, and his mission is to figure out what the heck went on and save the world. And in doing so, he's going to have to confront the fact that he was a Bale spawn, but he's also going to learn from it too. And he's also going to save the world, whatever. You know, you get my point. But anyway, so here he is. Now I'm going to explain real quick. You'll see when I go back and start the game all over after I beat honor mode, why I did this. I chose Paladin first and took 2 levels of Paladin and 1 of Bard, but then we got Withers and I respec to College of Swords at level 3. Basically, why I did that. When you do that, you are given when you choose Paladin, you are given medium armor of armor class 14. that's gonna save your butt. I'm just saying, because honor mode is hard. And in this playthrough, like, here's my mentality. I'm gonna take you through all the fights, and all of these fights are fights that, like, I've never done before on this difficulty. This is my first time trying to beat honor mode this way. I am not cheesing through any of the fights. I am going to skip a few fights that are, you know, I'm told on the internet are almost impossible, like the first time through honor mode. So I will avoid, like, I will avoid the undead dragon one, but otherwise I'm gonna basically just try to play this straight up all the way through. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And it sounds, I know it sounds weird and stuff, but I'm just gonna try to play the Dark Urge through. I know that Dark Urge is probably not the best way to play honor mode the first time, but whatever. But anyway, so by the way, did you know if you send food to camp when you go long rest, it's always available? I figured I'd point that out. That way you don't have to carry it around as extra weight. But anyway, but you get the point. I just got done wiping like the entire goblin camp. This time, what I do is I come from over here. Basically, I clear out the building, and then what I do is I then teleport to the blighted village and come back across the bridge, because like it's a choke point. And it helps you beat them because they're like really far away and they have to make it to you. You can see by the some of the frozen goblins and the water over there that I cast an ice surface because I got an ice storm spell, I think it is. Yeah, ice storm. And so I cast that and kept the, you know, used Gale to keep the ice going, so that they would like hopefully slip when they came in. But actually I was hitting them and killing them before they even got there. As you can see, like there's sort of like the killing zone right here. Because Karlach is amazing. So first of all, I wanted to point out this is my character, right? This is my bard. I love bards. Bards are my favorite class, and not for the reasons you think. I know some people have this reputation. Think bards have a reputation of being like the dirty philanderer type. Like Vox Machina, the anime series, is a prime example of people thinking that bards are that way. And they're simply not, in my opinion, that way. You can play them however you want, is my point. So I'm going to go over here. It claims, it's acting like I'm teleporting far away, but I'm going to go to Karlach. I'm going to really quickly point out that I think it's, yeah, Gamestegy, as in game strategy, Gamestegy, yeah, has a... they have a complete best builds tier list that I sourced most of this stuff from. I use some of my experience, but I also use some of the stuff in the game. And I'm going to say that this Berserker Thrower build is ridiculous. It's stinking ridiculous. Like, every single throw, especially at level 5, every single throw of this, you can do that much damage, sure, but then it adds this. Then it adds your Frenzy. Then if you're doing Enraged Throw, it's also adding that. It's ridiculous. So I definitely recommend this build. But right now, I'm just going through and picking up stuff in the camp. In
no joy.
honor mode, what I've already done, I'll talk as I do some of this.
Aww. Nothing.
One of the things I do in honor mode stuff like this is I'll go through and write down, like, from Gamestegy, I'll write down the build, I'll write down like the tier list of what weapons are recommended. I'll combine that for all 4 of my characters, because like the thing is, there's not a lot of resources in honor mode. Prices are higher.
No joy.
Changing, like respecing your character is more painful, and because you need that money for like your equipment. But there's sort of a catch too. So by doing this, what I do, I basically isolate a list of about 9 weapons, 9 armors, you know, or less, of all those things that I would need to get through the build, get through the game, and then I focus on acquiring those items.
No joy.
Now the thing is, for example, Gamestegy does have good builds, but I would point out, for example, the best many of the builds in there, the best boots are the Disintegrating Nightwalkers. Obviously, like, I'm not going to be using any cheats to do this, so that means I'm not going to be running around trying to cheese the game to like duplicate the boots. So that means only one of my characters can have the boots. So then like, so what I do is I have a little Excel, you know, Google Sheets, whatever, that I use to sort of document, okay, this is my plan. This is what I'm going to get, right? It helps me focus on those specific weapons and equipment. And that's important because, like I said, you don't get a lot of, you know, gold and stuff in this game. So, you know, it helps me make sure that I haven't, like, missed anything. That I'm not, like, wasting my money upgrading from thing to thing to thing, right? Now, I'm using Karlach as my muscle mommy right now. She's got high strength. Now, as I use the Berserker Thrower build, I do realize if I was to like play this game as a Karlach main, the way it's set up, you can actually, like, if you're Berserker Thrower, you don't really need your dexterity, even though the build that's recommended has high dexterity. But you can technically siphon some of that off and put it into charisma. So I'm looking forward to doing a Karlach main. Now there's, by the way, I've already like destroyed the Goblin Camp. I'm level 5 like you saw. Someone on Reddit put out a great list of what battles and sequences to do first to gain the most experience, so that you can come back and do the Goblin Camp at level 5. Doing the Goblin Camp at level 5 was ridiculously better. Way, way better. I can't unlock the chest because my unlocker person is my good urge. Alright, so here you go. Watch. I don't even need any more rage charges, and I'll just show you the I hit that dude one time for 25 with throw, with the returning fight. That's just nuts. I don't feel like finding out why the dead adventurer is dead. I know that there's some places in here that like I could be like rummaging through. I'm trying not to make the video abnormally long. There's going to be times where like I will go through and like my plan is with these videos I'm going to go through here and I'm actually going to I'm going to focus on
still breathing despite everything.
Like
best be on my way.
Focus on doing some of the rummaging and picking up stuff, the mundane things like, you know, going through and picking up all the things that one can use. But I will point out, even though I'm not going to show that here, I strongly recommend it.
Wonder what's past
I recommend if you're in honor mode, because there's so little resources, pick up everything that's not nailed down. Pick it all up. I mean, it's to the point where, like, honestly, I'd recommend that if you can use the little, what is that thing called? That, it's not really a cheat, but it's sort of like a cheese, or like a bypassing. If you can bypass some of the stuff in the game to pick up items you normally should not be able to pick up, like by acting like you're going to throw, but then instead of throwing you go through a waypoint or a fast travel point, I would strongly recommend doing it that way. I'm going to be honest. Because, like, basically you need to, like, pick up everything that's not nailed down, sell everything you can, because there's just a lot of stuff. Alright. There she goes. Yeah. So Shadowheart, now I do have, some of you are going to probably, like, notice that I have some,
Don't be shy.
a helmet on Shadowheart that doesn't fit, it seems, which is the, what is that thing called? Like, the Helmet of Smiting, I think is it's called. It's mainly the Paladins. It does boost your Constitution saves, though, so she's wearing it for now. Until we find the Holy Lance Helm here coming up. But anyway, so I think I gave enough background information, but basically that's how I play. I play mainly as if I am role-playing a character first. That's my agenda. Now, I just got done clearing the Goblin Camp. I ran out of long rests. Here comes everyone. I ran out of short rests, actually. I don't care about broken moves. But I'm going to go to the Emerald Coast, or Emerald Grove Environs Point. By the way, as I'm going through here, I'll briefly go over some things I did already that helped me with this game. First of all, I got Shovel. Gave him to Gale, who is a Stormfrost Sage build where you take 1 or 2 levels of Tempest Cleric and the rest is Sorcerer. Absolutely love it. He's got the Jolting Vest on, the Lightning set, so yeah, and see, like, you can tell, like, everything's really, like, different now that we come back through.
A scout just reported.
Yay,
The Goblins' leadership has been... And I hear you... I took a collection from all of us.
I'm just
it
gonna say
isn't
thank
much,
you because, like,
but you've
like,
earned
honor mode
it.
is
It's
freaking
not
tough.
enough.
Halsin will... I believe he's...
No armies at our heel,
I'm gonna
but
go
perhaps
through
we
some of
need
these
not
a little
speak
bit
of
fast.
farewells. We'll join your camp.
We'll see you there. Yeah, because I'm gonna, like, still have to, like, sell some crap. But anyway, oh, it's a kid that doesn't talk. I have no clue what his deal is. By the way, keep in mind... Oh, is it Danis? No, it's not Danis. Who is it? No, those are the kids. That's Danis.
You need help, Icarus?
If we get separated or need to break camp fast, remember,
I've got it!
find the river and
Don't
follow
be
it
breaking
down.
your back before we get to Baldur's Gate.
Alright, so, and, okay, also talk to Roland. Make sure you talk to Roland so you can get his sort of, like, minor character arcs started. But anyway, here's one of the ways to do this. I'm going to be selling things you may not normally sell.
So it's true.
Yes, I did.
You scat, as am I.
Yes.
And I'm sure... Of course.
Me trade. Alright, so I'm going to be doing some things. Where in the world did that come from? I don't remember there being a backpack over there that was like that. Okay, well, I'm taking it anyway. Here. Oh, okay, I think I know why. It's because Zevlor gave it to me, which I appreciate. Notice I'm only at that much gold. That's okay. So I have one thing I want to show y'all. By the way, you can tell that I really have been like taking everything that's like not nailed down. I have no regrets. Every single coin is gonna help. But here's my thing. I don't need clubs. I'm going to sell all the mundane things that do not matter to Aaron or Aaron, because I'm not gonna see him again. And that's okay. He's a cool guy, but you know, he's got his grove to think of, so that's cool. Also, I recommend selling everything that does not apply in the future to anything. Usually the game, if it's something that you shouldn't sell because you're going to need it, then, you know, it's not going to let you do it. It's going to, like, be encased in orange. That being said, you know, I do have these 2 things from the Underdark. I'm about to assemble the rest of it. But yeah, a lot of this stuff, like, it's cool nostalgia. You could throw it in the camp if you want, but I sell it because it's worth gold, because it's not something I need to hold on to. Now, you know why I always keep a rope and a dagger in every character's inventory? I'll tell you. There's this game from, like, the 80s called Wasteland. It was an old DOS scroller game. Well, not really a scroller game, but like an overhead strategy game. Like 8-bit game. I loved the game Wasteland so much as a kid. And I would play, like, unlike most games, like, I would play that stupid game. Well, I wouldn't say stupid, but that game, I would play it over and over trying to figure out the way to beat it. I never beat it until I was an adult and had the internet, so I could find what the solution is, because there was a couple things that stumped you. Honestly, it's a great game. It still is. There's Wasteland games out there now. But anyway. But that's one of those things is, like, if you do not keep rope and a knife in every character's inventory, there's almost always going to be a time where you ended up needing it, and if you didn't have it, then that could be the end of the game for you. Okay, he doesn't have sufficient gold. I think I'll get some healing potions, technically. Healing potions. There they are. He's got some good ones now. Definitely gonna buy those so I can keep selling crap. His prices are pretty good. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. Like, so that's one of the reasons why I hold those things in my inventory, because it's like, you know, you never know when you're going to need it. I don't like arrows with acid because I don't like creating acid surfaces that you end up, like, having to trudge through and get acid on your characters, and like now you're frustrated and stuff. But that's just what I do. Yep, insufficient gold. Now, is there anything super important in here? Ooh, that's actually good. Conjure some minor elementals. Elementals are great in this game. They are very good at aggro. They are very good at being meat shields. Keep your characters alive. Strongly recommend them, especially in Ketheric fights. Definitely recommend. Any other thing? Scrolls of Fly actually become useful in certain clutch areas. I know I spent a lot on that, but I'm just not going to have to buy them again, so they'll probably be fine. But I'm also getting rid of... So something like this, for example, I'll get rid of this here, because it doesn't matter. Oh, we can't even buy that. Because it doesn't matter in the sense that, like, it's, like, I'm not going to need it elsewhere in the game. I can sell it to Aaron, because I'm not going to see it again. Because I'm not going to see him again, it's okay, because I'm not going to need the item again. What I was going to get at is I'm about to sell some of these to Damon over there, because specifically he has, he's going to be in every act, somewhere. Damon is good people.
May you keep balance.
Yeah, sure, keep balance, whatever that means. But anyway, I'm just being silly. I like to like mock the characters. It's like, there's no reason to mock them, but I mock them anyway, just because I'm being silly. So, I'm going to go over here and see what other things I can get real quick, because you have to do it now, because if you do it when the party in your camp starts, you won't see them again.
I wish I had
when
better,
you wake up, they have left, they took off for the road, right? So let's see, Growling Underdog, that's going to be important. When I'm not thieving, I'll probably keep these on, at least right now. The flute, don't need it. I got rid of that. Now I'm playing a lute. Because history, I'm not going to go over necessarily why. Looking at my spells, I don't need Scrolls of Ray of Frost, but and I do not technically need this, but whatever. So let me see here. Basic poison, I don't keep those because they don't do damage. I like simple toxins because they're going to do at least 1 to 4 damage, and then, you know, they do damage. It's not to say that the other ones don't do something important. They do. I just prefer of those simple ones, the cheap ones, I prefer the ones that do damage. Alright. I don't like vials of acid, so I already talked about that. Alright. See, like, for example, Damon, I'm going to see him again. That's why I sold him the hammer half, right? So, let's see here. Valpyra's crown. I'm going to look at my spreadsheet real quick. I'm pretty sure it's not even on here. Yep, it's not even on here as any S tier build. So I'm going to sell it to Damon because he's going to hold on to it. He's got a lot of gold today. Let's see if he's got any hand crossbows. Nope. I'm trying to like get one more hand crossbow so I can go dual hand crossbow with another character. Karlach's already doing that. It's recommended. Alright. Amulet of Salun's Chosen is not even on the S tier list at all. I basically put together a list of all the things that were on the S tier builds, all the equipment items that are called out. That way I can just, you know what's there. This is common, sort of, in the sense that like you can find it elsewhere in the game. The Gold Wormling Staff is not... now, if this was an elemental build, I would hold on to it for Karlach, but it's not an S tier, so... Amulet of the Unworthy. I actually like that one, but it's not technically listed on most of the things. That's it for today.